I'm here at Thermalright's booth at Computex 2025, where they have Strix Halo-powered desktops that are liquid cooled. Very nice. They also have liquid coolers that also are screens, and even they have a tank. Oh my. Inside of this tiny PC right here is AMD's most interesting processor they have released in years. The AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395. Terrible name, awesome processor. You might know it as Strix Halo. The interesting thing about this is that it is basically a massive GPU with a couple of cores for the CPU beside it. This thing right here is absolutely incredible for AI or gaming or pretty much anything that you want to do that's just going to be a CPU and not a DGPU attached to it. As you can see right here, we are hitting all of the cores 100%. This thing is still at like 4.3 gigahertz on all cores. We are seeing 89 degrees Celsius, but that is hecking impressive given the size of this, and that is because they have an actual water cooler inside of this. Now, if that's not enough cooling for you, they do have a 240 millimeter version over here, which will cool it even better, but for a lot of people, this guy right here will probably be fine. This right here is 128 gigabytes of unified memory, so you can decide how much of that goes to your CPU, how much of it goes to the GPU, up to 96 gigabytes in Windows, and it is incredible for AI. I'm guessing that is why they made it. I really like how the bottom of this is all CNC machined, and they tell me that it's actually going to be like that during production as well, and it is beautiful. Looking at the bottom of the PCB, we first of all have some power right here, a little 8-pin. This is going to be on some of the early samples, they say, but eventually it will leave. You normally just use something like this for testing. Also in here we can see our Wi-Fi card. It is a MediaTek 1, and also we have space for 2 SSDs, so it'll be quite easy to upgrade it in the future because you just pop the bottom off and you have full access right there. Now let's go deeper. Now it's coming apart. I was told to be very careful with the wires for the front screen. Okay, I see it there. How do I remove it? For this early sample, they have a CNC machined plastic sort of pump housing and CPU cold plate all in one, and that leads directly into this radiator right here. Now they say in production that it's going to be a 140 millimeter radiator instead of the 120 that we have right here. That should give you a nice little boost to cooling. But man, that is so compact and so incredibly custom. Now this will be injection molded for the final production samples, of course. They could not make any money making this all CNC machined. But man, this is so f***ing cool. Now, given these beautiful CNC machined parts and the custom water cooling that is inside of here, I was understandably concerned that this will be hecking expensive, but it's actually not too bad. This is expected to launch at around $2,000 for the base model, and then it'll go up pretty similarly to the competitors. But this one is water cooled. Ha! I didn't kill their only sample. Fantastic. Do you know what's also great? This guy right here. If you're looking at that last PC and thinking, well, it's really neat that they were able to do a whole liquid-cooled AI mini PC, but I want it to look like it's from some sort of a, what do you call this? Cyberpunk, really cool looking thingy, Glenn? This is what Thermalright is calling their frozen creator, and it's going to have the AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 370 in it at launch. But the main thing is just, it looks freaking sweet. So you can see here, so they have a cold plate on the CPU up here. It goes down into this distribution plate on the bottom. The pump is down here, which pumps it up through this radiator that is all copper, and it's cooled using this slim fan that shoots the air right out there. They also have what look like NATO rails on the side if you want to attach a shotgun microphone to it or something like that. And it also looks incredibly easy to upgrade. We have 2 SSD slots right here, and also 2 SODIMM RAMs, which I guess will not exist in the final version because that will have their unified memory. So this one right here has an 8845HS, but either way, it looks freaking sweet. They do tell me that instead of red, the accents in the final version will be gold, but either way, damn. Moving on to some slightly larger but not incredibly large PCs. This right here is a Thermalright M10. And the really nice thing about it is you get a screen here and another screen up here. What you do have to be careful about with this case is that looking in here, you can only fit a mini ATX motherboard. So if you have a full-sized one, it's not gonna work very well in this case. But what does work really well is their Trofeo AIO cooler. It has a 6.86-inch screen on the front that allows you to display whatever you want, I guess an anime at the moment. Also, it has a 360 rad up at the top. Now, the best thing about the M10 here is that even with 2 screens on it, it's only 75 bucks. So many other screen PCs that I've seen are just ridiculously priced. So if that's the sort of the aesthetic that you want to go for on a budget, this is the case for you. The AIO with the screen you can get for $125, or if all you want is a screen, they'll sell it to you for 35 bucks, and it's able to just magnet onto anything you want. If you want a screen with a little bit more curve though, this right here is what they call their Wondervision Display, which will be attached to a full AIO right here in the future. Now, as you can see, it's just an AMOLED screen from a phone, as you can really tell by the little camera notch right there. But we can peel off this and see that it looks really good. The Wondervision is expected to launch for $200, including a 360mm radiator. Moving on, we have Thermalright's mod cases. Now, these are not currently planned to go into production, but they do look really sick, so if you guys want one, comment down below and see if you can get them to actually produce them. What is interesting though, is that it's designed to be entirely reconfigurable. So the GPU, you can put it wherever you want. See these screws right here? Unscrew them, move it up, and GPU up here, I guess, if you really want. Also, like power supply, that can go anywhere. But what's an actual real product is right here. This is their MC3 memory cooler, and it currently is displaying our RAM temperature right there. And well, I guess 31 degrees, you don't need to turn on these 3 fans, but it is heckin' good. Look, there's our RAM speeds. Is it necessary? Probably not. Is it neat? Yes. If your RAM is a bit too toasty, you can get one of these for 20 bucks. They also have a couple more mod cases here. So we have a sort of taller one, and also I really like this completely open one. Man, that is a lot of aluminum. This cannot be cheap. I do really like the look of this one right here. It's sort of like a test bench, but just so neat. Let's move on to some real products though. Now, we've already seen their Wondervision display. What they're also showing off is what they call their Wondervision display. Ho ho ho. It's the same AMOLED screen as before, so it looks fantastic. But instead of curved, this one is bent. It's expected to release for the same $200 and is currently available in China. It also comes in white if that suits your build better. Haha! Now, so far we have only looked at AIOs that cool one CPU. Why would you do that when you can cool 2 CPUs with one AIO? This is of course made for servers, so if you have 2 epics on a single board, you're able to cool both of them with one single cooler right here, and it's overall just, you know, big, robust server AIO. But maybe you, once again, want a screen on your gaming PC, but you don't want to sacrifice your VRM temperatures. Well, you have the screen here, you pull it off, and there's a fan underneath. Allows for nice cooling of everything around your CPU. This is a Streamvision, and it'll be available for $120. One fun prototype we have here is the X12. It's an all aluminum, all CNC machined fan, so it's aluminum outside and inside. They're able to spin it up to 2,400 RPM. They also have what looks like a raised Geo 25 carved into the center, which is sick. I normally don't like rep wheels, but man, if it's in your PC, I guess it's fine. And finally, at the beginning, I promised you a tank, and you are getting a tank. This right here is, well, the Thermalright tank, and it is over 500 individually CNC machined pieces to make this whole thing. Also, It doesn't currently have motors in it, but there's spots to put motors into these tracks so it can move around on its own. Also, if you look in here, you can see that they have an AIO liquid cooler, a mini ATX motherboard, and space for a 3-slot GPU, up to 350 millimeters in length. The cost is something else. This guy right here is $100,000 because of all of the effort that went into individually CNC machining every single one of those pieces. They say that it's one of one, but if you have that much money, it can be one of two or one of three if you really want them to make another one for you. My personal favorite detail is that the barrels for the guns are actually hardline water cooling components. So you can see the tube that comes up here, and then this is a hardline water cooling fitting. I absolutely love it. Just like I absolutely love that Thermalright sponsored this video. Huge thanks for watching, guys. Hit like, get subscribed, and I don't know, go put your PC in a tank or something. Have a great day.